Alright, race. How does this category play a role in my day-to-day life? I just think that seeing mostly white people instead of like mixed people really just affects every mixed person's life or any other race that's not white, and it could either negatively or positively impact everyone's day-to-day life and not just mine. I really don't find myself privileged other than like having multiple foods and cultures and celebrations to celebrate other than just like one race's cultures, beliefs, religions, foods, etc. What is something new about this topic that I have never thought about before? Just knowing that you do not have to be a certain race to celebrate certain celebrations or eat certain foods, and I guess I never really thought about that until today. Sex and gender, I know they're different, but I just want to like put them in the same category because I don't know the difference, and so that can be like something new that I learned today about these two categories because I really don't know the difference, and that's probably like a dumb thing to say, but I don't. How does this category play a role in my day-to-day life? I guess just like both sex and gender, since they're the same thing to me. I feel like that I'm not just one sex or gender. Like I am a female and I do identify myself as that, but I do like hang out with more guys at home than I do like hanging out with girls, and I guess it's just like played a role because I define myself differently when doing things. And how does this privilege impact my perception of this category? I guess it really doesn't. I don't really know a privilege that impacts my gender or sex. Religion. How does this category play a role in my day-to-day life? I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with religion because I don't know which one to follow, and I don't believe that you should follow religion because there's so many out there. Like, I believe that you should just follow a higher power without like any rules, and just having faith is what I believe in. It just affects my day-to-day life because I know that other people have different opinions, but I am open to it, open to other people's thoughts about it, and I guess that's like a privilege I could have about this category, seeing other people's perceptions of it and not being closed-minded. And what is something new about this category that I have never thought about before? I guess just knowing that there are other religions that I don't know about, and that it's interesting to be open-minded about other religions because you don't know what you could learn. Social economical status. This category plays a role in my day-to-day life because it like just adds stress onto college, having like more than one job in the summer, or knowing like when I come back from or go back home for spring break I have to work, and it just like brings stress into my life. But there's a privilege. Like, does my privilege impact my perception of this category? Yeah, because I believe like having like financial responsibilities will be a positive getting older, because I had those responsibilities at a younger age and some people don't, and that could be something new that I learned about this category. Like, not everyone has financial responsibilities at such a young age, and a lot of people have it worse than me, and a lot of people have it better than me. Immigrational status. My status is US citizen, and well, a lot of my family members back then struggled to be a US citizen, and I guess that like plays a role in my day-to-day life because I know like both ends of like the story, like having it made and knowing the struggle, and so that's like a privilege I have, is like just being able to relate to both sides of the story. What is something new about this category that I never thought about before? Just like the thought of being a US citizen is like not always great, and that being a citizen of another country sounds fun, and I wish like I was a citizen of another country sometimes, because they have like different laws, and I wish we had the same laws, because it really like helps their country, so why not bring it into our country and have it help us? I don't know. Ability. How does it affect my day-to-day life? Well, ability / disability, I don't know, I guess just being a special education major and teaching like all sorts of students, it like definitely plays a role in my life, just knowing like there's so many disabilities and there's so many people that have disabilities, and just trying to help them. And I could talk about this category more, but I won't for time's sake. My privilege of this perception, I guess, just like having a disability myself and knowing like I could use it as a strength to help others, and if people don't have a disability, they really can't use it as a strength to help others, because they can't necessarily like relate to having a disability. What is something new about this category that I have never thought about before? I really don't know. Well, I guess like that people who don't have a disability can't help or have like as much of an impact on a student. And yeah, sexual orientation. My sexual orientation is straight or heterosexual, and it plays a role in my day-to-day life because I'm attracted to males and not females, and just knowing that others like struggle with that, and like it's a new concept to today's world than it was to like my grandparents' world back then. Does my privilege impact my perception of this category? Yes, because I'm not like as judged as those who aren't straight or who identify themselves as bisexual, because they get questioned more and judged more on like why they are the way they are. And what is something new about this category that I have never thought about before? Just like knowing that other people are judged for not being like normal in sexual orientation, and that it can like negatively impact their life. I guess I just never thought about how much it can impact other people's life. Age, how does it play a role in my day-to-day life? Just knowing like I relate to both students, well, children and older people more than I do to like the age of myself or the people around my age. And I wish sometimes like I would like relate to more people of our age or my age, and I guess I have the privilege of relating to other people's ages, because like I know different thoughts and like perceptions of like the way people see things, and I'm open-minded about everything like kids and teenagers and older people have to say. What is something new about this category that I have never thought about before? Just that other people are like intimidated by younger people or intimidated by older people, whereas I'm like the opposite, and I'm intimidated by the people our age, and I really don't understand why. Finally, language. How does this category play a role in my life? For example, I would be like at Mexico, Colorado, Texas, and people would just come up to me and like start talking Spanish, and I would be like, sorry, I don't know what you're saying, like, and it kind of like affects me negatively because I feel like I should know Spanish, but I don't. I really don't have a privilege of not knowing a second language, but yeah, so I guess it really can't impact my perception of this category. And what is something new about this category that I have never thought about before? I guess I just never thought about learning Spanish because I kind of like hate it because there's so many like dialects of it, and that comes with like every language, but I just never thought about that before. And so what was it like to listen to the different perspectives that we shared amongst our peers? Did it make me feel uncomfortable? Was it easy? I really don't think it was as comfortable as I thought it would be. I really didn't think I would like get emotional or like choke up about these categories, but just like listening to different people's stories didn't really make me happy, and I kind of took those home with me, and I shouldn't, but I think it does like help us serve our community at the listening post, because it just like helps us know what it's going to be like listening to people at the listening post. So I really think it only helped, and I'm glad we did do this exercise. So yeah, thanks for listening.